Extra innings is what we're gonna call this new segment, my guy.
Very good. So that means we're talking about sports, Josh. And
Yeah.
the big sporting event currently going on in our life is the March Madness, the men's basketball tournament. They had their final four on Saturday, and one game will be probably go down as an instant classic. You'll probably see this replay for the next 20, 30 years of your life. That was UCLA versus number one seed Gonzaga. Gonzaga was 30-0. Now they're 31-0, so they're trying to go for a perfect season, which hasn't happened since. Which hasn't happened, I believe, in about 45 years since the Indiana Hoosiers did it in the I believe the in the 70s. So they won in a three, I don't know, let's say a couple steps past the half court line, 3-pointer on the buzzer, which was an incredible finish because UCLA, the main guy, missed his shot, got his own rebound, and then laid it back up. And with only 3 seconds to go, you're thinking, okay, we're going to overtime too. But Jalen Suggs hit, like I said, like a few steps past the half court 3-pointer off the backboard bank to win that game. So Gonzaga, the Zags, are going to be playing the Baylor. Going to be playing Baylor, who won easily against Houston in a battle of Texas teams. They easily won 78-59, and this is a matchup that most college basketball fans want because throughout the season, these two teams have been ranked 1 and 2 in the various college polls. So that game will be happening on Monday. So we don't know because we're recording on Monday. So we'll
It's out today.
it's happening today.
Oh, nice.
It's happening today. It's happening in t minus I don't know 7 or 8 hours from our recording
Nice,
time.
dude.
On the other side, the women's bracket, they crowned their national champion last night in another incredible game. Another close game went down to the wire. Stanford pulled out the victory, 54-53 over the Arizona Wildcats. I believe this is Stanford. Yes, they won that in a shot made with about 30 seconds to go. They give them that 54-53 lead. So congratulations to the Stanford Cardinals for winning that game.
Huge, huge congrats. But also, man, I'm gonna kind of jump back and go back into that Gonzaga game, man. Like,
Sure.
you can't ask for like a better, 10 seconds of basketball. Like, it was insane. The fact that like, what was it? UCLA was down,
Mm-hmm.
made the bucket, went up by one, I think, or did they tie it? They tied it, and
Tie it.
then last minute effort, dude. Pretty much a half court shot
Yes, sir.
to win it. And what I thought was funny too was like, you know how he was like celebrating, like he jumped on the thing. He was
Mm-hmm.
pretty much celebrating the cardboard pieces of paper, but I thought that was funny. But like, it was just, it was, oh my God. Like, yeah, you said it. You nailed it, man. It's going to be talked about for a long time just because it's like cheesy to say because like that's because it's, it's March and the madness happens in March, but it really does, man. Like, this whole March Madness was insane. All your top seeds were going down first round, and it's just wild to see the teams that made it to the end. And we'll crown a victor today, I guess. So,
Yes, sir.
um,
Briefly, to talk about back to one, that was Stanford's first title in 29 years. So congratulations again to the Stanford Cardinals.
nice.
Yeah, very nice, very cool. Now let's get a little local, Josh. Let's get talking about the old baseball, and we will talk about. Well, because we're Chicagoans, we'll talk about both teams. We'll first talk about.
We could probably talk about the
Uh,
White Sox first, just because
why not the
it'll
White
be
Sox?
simple.
They played. They were out in beautiful California, which is very cool to see fans in the stands. They're out in California. The California fans are cheering on their Los Angeles Angels, and the White Sox, came up a little short this season, but it is a 62 game season, so it's only one series, but they only were able to win one game out of three, so they have a current record of 1-3. But on
the
on
the
the
North
north
side.
on the north side, we play the Pittsburgh Pirates, which is a nice benefit for us. Is for the Cubs, and they were able to win two out of 3 games. So now they're 2-1. So after that kind of bizarre game in 32-degree weather for opening day, uh, Jake Arrieta and Zach Davis were both able to pitch very nice, and both good starts, both 6 innings, both only gave up a couple runs, and there was just enough offense from the Cubbies to get those 2 victories. I believe Chris Bryant might have hit a home run yesterday, so Chris
Yep.
Bryant got a home run for the season, and I think Ian Happ also got a home run. So those were the scores, and yeah, the Cubs are off to a nice start at 2-1, and we'll see what happens. It's kind of tough to predict what will
Yeah.
happen after only 3 games for both sides, but
Yeah, of
any
course, like
positive.
everybody wanted to see a dub, for like the first game. Cubbies went out and they did not do that right away. So of course it's like the Chicago thing to do. It's like, well, better luck next year. You know what I mean? You get like one bad game and then like you just throw the whole season out. But yeah, man, Jake looked good. It was nice to see that again. And it's like we time traveled back to like 2016 to the the World Series run, and Jake looked like Jake, man. So I hope he can really help us down the stretch too. So
Me too.
glad baseball's back, man. So very excited about that.
And that was the inaugural extra inning segment. So
Yeah, we don't have any.
congratulations, everybody! You're part of history.
Yeah, there was nothing with the Bulls, right? The Bulls are just.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, I was like,
I thought
I'm like, where the
no, no,
Bulls
no,
at?
no. Bulls. Oh, my bad, my bad. I do like basketball is my jam. So let's talk about that. And a person who definitely could jam is Zach Levine. And finally, after a skid of losing 6 games, he plays this super team, this monster like squad called the Brooklyn Nets, and we were able to get the dub. We won 115-107 in a very very easy win for the Bulls. Honestly, we looked really good in this game. I was able to catch the replay last night, and we looked very nice. And our newest acquisition, Nicholas Vucevic, looked super good. He scored 22 points, got 13 rebounds. Zach Levine did his Zach Levine things, hitting a super deep three to kind of seal the victory. He had 25 points and 5 assists. He looked really good. The young rookie from Florida State, Patrick Williams, also looked very nice with 11 points and 3 rebounds.
Was
And
was
we're
Pat
looking.
was Pat Williams the one that had that really nice poster on Kyrie too?
I believe it's possible. Yes.
Yeah, I saw that and that looked spicy.
Yeah, so we're looking good, and one of a player that I was glad to get some start, Denzel Valentine, because Cody White couldn't play due to COVID protocols. He got a little starting time on the point, and that's always good to see him. I've always been a Denzel Valentine fan, so he was able to get a little run. But Bulls look really really good. We finally looked as well as we all kind of hoped once they made that trade.
They
So yeah,
didn't. They
it's a big victory. We're 20 and 28. We are still clinging on to that 10th seed. So technically, we're still in the playoffs. We would have to play the Indiana Pacers and win that game, and then we would have to beat the winner of the 7-8 matchup, which is currently, I believe, Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun if the Bulls get back into the playoffs. We're playing a lot of our old rivalries of the '90s. We're playing the Pacers, and then we
man,
might have to play
the
the New York
Knicks,
Knicks. So we're definitely throwing it back to the '90s if we make it to the playoffs.
which I'm like
So that's
super surprised to see New York like in the runnings for anything. You know what I mean? Just
mm-hmm,
because New York has been kind of shut down for like the last couple of years, and
true.
they had a couple here and there's in the Kyrie Durant duo, and now they make a lot of moves and they're in the runnings, man. So hopefully we get some pretty cool postseason action.
Yes.
Unlike
Speaking of,
the
oh, sorry.
Golden State Warriors that got smoked by the Raptors. I forgot what day it was, but this was sad, man. And well, I don't know what's going on, dude, but that was bad. That was really bad. It's like 65 to like 115. It was like yikes. You know what? You know what I what I thought about, because like I don't really like the Golden State Warriors, man. To be 100% honest with
Oh,
you.
I'm well aware. I'm glad now that the audience is knowing about your dislike of the Warriors.
But like I thought about that part in like
It,
black and like
just
No, I was gonna say I just thought about that part in like Black Panther where like Killmonger is like, "Is this your king?" And like the Golden State Warriors are just down in the dumps. But
Ooh, you were right. That was a bad loss. That was 130-77.
there you go.
Wow,
Yikes.
that's a 53 point loss.
Yeah, what was the score? Can you see the score at the end of like the first half? It was like 80
Give
to
me
like
give me
15
a
or
sec.
something.
Da, da, da. It was doing a little quick math live on the jump. That was 42. Looks like 42 to 80. 42 to 82.
Something like that.
42 to 82. Yeah, I'm going with that for my quick math. 42 to 82. So yeah,
Yikes.
that's still you're down by 40 points.
In the first.
Yeah,
Ay, ay, ay.
yeah, it was a competitive first quarter, 26-27, and then Toronto put up 35 points, and Golden State put up 16, and then you thought, well, how bad could it get? Well, it
It gets
could because they only put up 14.
bad.
They only put up 14 points in the third, and the Raptors increased it to 46.
Oh my god, man.
Yeah, so Steph, yeah, so yeah, well, I would say this is what happens when Steph Curry doesn't play, because Steph Curry, sat that game out, and yeah, without Steph Curry, the Warriors are lacking major talent. So that's what happens when one of your best players did not play.
That just also goes to show you that the rest of the team is trash, man. Like, what happened? You know what I mean? Ay caramba.
That was
But
definitely a bad game for the Warriors, but the Warriors are, I believe, they're still in the playoffs. So that's the funny thing about sports is that you could really get housed in one game, and
but
then
still
somehow,
be in like first place.
still, yeah, they're still, yeah. Currently, Golden State is in the same position as the Bulls. They're in the 10th spot in the West. They have to beat the Spurs to get into the playoffs. So yeah, it's surprisingly Golden State and the Bulls are eerily close record wise. So that is something to think about.
Which is the craziest thing that could have been said in the last 5 years. It's just so wild to see, man. Like they were making a lot of runs, man, and
Hmm.
this was the team of the decade, and it's starting to slip. So stranger things have happened, my guy. I think that's pretty much about it. We kind of covered everything. The
It's
Blackhawks
that
are
unless
kind
you
of
watched the new. Did you watch the new NBA Jam trailer?
the Space Jam.
Space Jam. There you go. NBA Jam's a video game. Space Jam's a movie. There we go.
I don't know, man.
I guess
I'm trying not to be such a douche about it because like I love the first Space Jam and it
that's what I
means
was gonna
like a
ask. What's
lot.
what's your thoughts on it? What's your
It's like
memories of Space Jam?
I love Space Jam. Like I still watch it, not frequently, but I'll get it in rotation.
Hmm.
It's just fun for me, man. Like it's just a really well at the time too. I don't think there was a lot of like human cartoon interaction besides like Roger Rabbit.
Sure.
But this was just fun. And now that they're like well, I mean, now that they can, make a higher quality version of it, I mean, it's cool. Like, I'll watch it, but if it's like HBO on demand, I'll do that. But like, I wouldn't go
Hmm.
see it in a theater. But I'll definitely give it a go. I'm not like super thrilled about it. I'm not like on the edge of my seat opening day midnight screening of it, but I'll get around to it. What do you think?
I'll get around to it.
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat. Like I know it's coming to HBO Max, and like so like comfort of the home. I could get around to it on HBO Max, or by then I'm hoping things will be back to pretty normal. So like on a lazy Thursday afternoon,
Yeah.
you gotta work a little early, and you're like, hey, it's only 4 o'clock. I got some time to kill before dinner. I could take a peek at it.
Yeah. It's and it's like I don't want to like make it seem just like cuz I hate LeBron James. Like it's not nothing like that. Like it's just the movie looks kind of dumb, like you're going into the internet to play basketball again to save your son. Like I don't know. I wish there were more stakes at hand than
Mm,
saving your son. Like hey, back to like last week's episode, saving the universe, dude. Like
mm.
LeBron James has to play basketball to save the world or something. But yeah, it just seems like a very like how do we make a number 2 without trying to make it number 1? Because number 1 was the Planet One, because
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna enslave Michael Jordan for the theme park,
True.
and this one is like my son's in Fortnite or something. I don't know, man. But we'll
We want to talk about a little hockey. What's going on with the Blackhawks? You're more of a hockey guy than I. So anything of note about the Blackhawks? How are we doing this? How are we doing
um
this season?
nothing crazy, man. I have been noticing that the Blackhawks are kind of in a slump.
Mm.
Let me live podcast this real quick. Um,
Are we looking good to make the playoffs?
I don't know. I don't know, man.
I guess this
I
will do
haven't
a
been
lot.
like super like I haven't been following it that much. But in the Central Division, the Blackhawks are in the 5th seed,
Mm.
which I guess they can make a little run for it.
Mm-hmm.
How many games we got left? Let's see. Oh, I don't want to count all that. But, yeah, we recently just got smoked by the Predators. I believe it was like a 3-0 shutout. And we're just doing the same old Blackhawks thing. The Blackhawks seem to like always have a rough start,
Mm-hmm.
but then they always end up making moves like the last half before the playoffs. And then who knows, man, maybe we'll make a good run for it, but there's a lot of good teams out there, so we shall see.
Last quick side just to get to know, just to get to know us better about our sports and how we watch sports and such for the audience. What's your favorite sport to watch, Josh? If you're gonna watch the sport on television, what's your favorite sport to watch?
Oh, football. Hands down.
Giza? You talking about the NFL football or college
Yeah.
football? Or okay.
I guess both. College football's not bad. Like I'll watch Ohio State just because I somehow randomly became an Ohio State fan in high school. So I'll watch the Buckeyes do their thing.
Gotcha.
And yeah, I just love watching football, man. Basketball's cool, but basketball kind of is like turning into soccer
Mm.
to where like it's a little too dramatic, but like I'll still watch it. Like I love watching slam dunks because those are so dope.
Sure.
And yeah, man, I love to see that stuff too. So
Gotcha.
yeah, but also I see. Here's the thing: like I love watching not basketball, football on TV,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not like a super huge fan of watching that live. But I love going to see like basketball and baseball live,
Mm-hmm.
and not so much seeing that on TV.
Gotcha.
It's a little weird, but if I'm gonna go see the Cubs, like I'm happy. Just give me like an old style and a hot dog and maybe some nachos, and we'll call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
And watch the Cubs do work. So,
Gotcha.
what about you, man?
NBA basketball, number one, number two, number three.
And number
Basketball,
4.
basketball, basketball, basketball. Pretty much is NBA basketball, and then
Like college basketball too, or just like the NBA?
I only get really into college basketball either like with the men or the women during like March Madness tournament time,
Mm-hmm.
or like prior to that when like there's like the Big Ten championship. So that's when it gets down to like kind of the final of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say that's kind of rare. That's more hit or miss. I'll
Yeah.
probably say NBA basketball, and then probably baseball. Probably baseball, and then I guess football would be kind of number 3.
Nice.
Yeah, probably yeah.
Sweet, man. So hopefully, everybody gets vaxxed up and maybe we can go catch a baseball game or something.
Yeah, but if we're talking live, then it's live. That's so tough. That's really a toss up between the atmosphere of a baseball game for like just my love of NBA basketball. Like it's really tough because it's so hard to beat a nice summer day, the breeze, the weather, being outside, the crack of the bat, the smells, the organ playing, the popcorn guy, the hot dog guy coming around. It's just the whole experience, man. Baseball is
Just something about
a real
baseball,
special-
man.
It's a real special experience when you're seeing it live.
Definitely, man. I can 100% agree with that. And that's why, like I was saying, like I could rather watch baseball live
Mm-hmm.
than like on
100%.
TV. So it's just it's a whole mood, man, and that's what's up. Yeah. So I guess that's pretty much wraps up our our extra innings episode. We'll do it's like episode 53.2, something like that.
This show really is run by a dev.
We're just
But
keeping
this
keeping
the
the patch
pointers.
notes. We're just keeping the patch notes all together, and it's like keeping the weekly series going. And then maybe we could reference them back in the day and like going forward. Like, oh, remember episode 52.6 or whatever. So,
yeah, that'll be fun.
yeah, man. And the council boys are out. See ya. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Gaming Council podcast. Now, if you're not with us on the social game, you really missing out. On Instagram, follow us at the Gaming Council Podcast. Facebook is the Gaming Council Podcast. Also, follow us on Twitter. We're the Council Boys on Twitter, so hit us up, tweet us. Everything podcast related, episode wise, go to gamingcouncilpod.com.
The Council Boys in the building tonight. Oh, what a feeling. I'm feeling life.
Council Boys are out.